So now, good morning. Have a nice day. So now we will talk about the biography of one of a great writer. So I choose Nathaniel Hawthorne. Nathaniel Hawthorne, born on July 4, 1804, at Salem, Massachusetts, at US. But he died on May 19, 1864, at Plymouth, New Hampshire, or America. American novelist and short story writer who was a master of the allegorical and symbolic tale. One of the greatest fiction writers in American literature. He is best known for The Scarlet Letter on 1850 and The House of the Seven Gables on 1851. So that in the early years, Hawthorne's ancestor had lived in Salem since the 17th century. His earliest American ancestor, William Hawthorne, Nathaniel added the W to the name when he began to write, was a magistrate who had sentenced a Quaker woman to public whipping. He had acted as a staunch defender of Puritan orthodoxy with its zealous advocacy of a pure and affected form of religious worship, its rigid adherence to a simple, almost severe mode of life, and its conviction of the natural depravity of fallen man. Hawthorne was later to wonder whether the decline of his family prosperity and prominence during the 18th century, while other Salem families were growing wealthy from the lucrative shipping trade, might not be a retribution of his act for the role of William's son John as one of the three judges in the Salem witchcraft trials of 1692. When Nathaniel's father, a ship's captain, died during one of his voyages, he left his young widow without means to care for her two girls and young Nathaniel, aged 4. She moved in with her affluent brothers, the Mannings. Hawthorne grew up in their house in Salem and for extensive periods during his teens in Raymond, Maine, on the shores of Sebago Lake. He returned to Salem in 1825 after 4 years at Bowdoin College. In Brunswick, Maine, Hawthorne did not distinguish himself as a young man. Instead, he spent nearly a dozen years reading and trying to master the art of writing fictions. So his first works is follow a dramatization of Nathaniel Hawthorne's classic American short story, Dr. Heidegger's Experiments. So here's is here his first works. In college, Hawthorne had excelled only in composition and had determined to become a writer. Upon graduation, he had written an amateurish novel, Punch Soul, which he published at his own expense, only to decide that it was unworthy of him and to try to destroy all copies. Hawthorne, however, soon found his own voice, style, and subjects, and within 5 years of his graduation, he had published such impressive and distinctive stories as The Hollow of the Three Hills, an Old Woman Tale by 1832, My Kinsman, Major Molinox, and Roger Malvin Boreal, two of his greatest tales, and among the finest in the language, had appeared. Young Goodman Brown, perhaps the greatest tale of witchcraft, ever written appeared in 1835. That was the biography of Nathaniel Hawthorne. Thank you so much. Goodbye.